Mic check. Mic check, ladies and gentlemen. Mic check. Oh. All right. Turn that music off. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. First and foremost, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the sound of my voice. Before we get started here, I told you guys I was coming back. I said before the weekend's up, I was coming back. So make sure you put a 1 in the chat because you guys are my sound check. Yeah, I like to engage my people. All right, so let's see who's in here. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead. Listen. If you're here, make sure you put the 1 in the chat. We're not starting the show until we see those ones. So I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, I see something here. I see Lisa Jones checking in. Thank you, Lisa, for checking in. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Thank you for checking in. Right now, we have decided it was time to release part 2 of this 3-part interview I did with a former federal agent who is the best friend of the driver of the vehicle that Angie was in when it was struck. So for those who missed part 1, it is readily available on this platform. And part 2 would be a continuation of part 1 where we left off at. So at that stop of part 1, we're going to pick up from that point on. So before I continue, I know you're watching. I see you watching. Go ahead, hit the 1. Hit the 1. You're in the comments. You're watching. Hit that 1. I want to say something else before I even start. I'm glad not too many people here right now. I got to get this off my chest. So I was on this platform last week. I went on there because they were discussing Angie Stone. And there was some misinformation being placed out there. And I was on the platform and I saw some comments after I got off the platform and I was on my video. And I saw people was dropping some rainbows in my comment section. I'm like, what are you talking about? What's this rainbow stuff? And then I was on another video watching, reading the comment on another video of mine. And I saw again, that's the first time in all my years on YouTube, which is not a lot of years, but I was wondering what the heck they were talking about rainbows. What's this? So apparently, unbeknownst to me, and listen, I'm not attacking the LGBT community, but you people that follow me, you should have kind of let me know what was going on. Like, yeah, I was on a page called the Messy Sweet Spot. I've never been on the page before. I didn't do any research on the page. I didn't do none of that. And while the content, is what it is, but no one told me. Okay. I don't know if this is, when I say this, I don't know if this is going to be taken the wrong way. I did not know the host of that page had a transformation. Someone called Transformer, but someone said, Mr. Barney, I didn't know you down with the LGBT community. I'm saying, well, I'm not really, I'm not for or against. I'm like, let them do what they do. And I was wondering, and the person that I don't know, we put them in a perpetual timeout, but they were saying that in the comments. I'm like, where's this come from? I ain't never seen that like this. I swear, I never, I didn't notice, and no one told me. No one told you. Listen, y'all to be following me. Y'all got alert me. I like what you got going on over there. Like, let me know. And then I start listening, and I had to go back and do my research. I didn't do the research beforehand. I did the research after the fact, and I saw that, man, like, what is going on? I must be in a bubble here. I must be in a freaking bubble here, because I said, wait a minute. I had to start. What? And I look. Wait a minute. Yo, I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm being very, very careful here, but don't listen. I knew something was wrong with I ain't saying they're on the platform. They doing what they doing. They doing too much, ladies and gentlemen. They were doing too much. And I'm like, okay. So my commenters came over here and it was dropping rainbows in the comment section. I'm like, what this rainbow? Listen. I don't know if y'all been following me for a long time. I love 110% woman. I don't play those games. So I had to do my little research. And then I called one of my good friends I'm going to have on the show. Because somebody they trying to attack my friend. She's my friend in real life, and they trying to attack my friend. So I called up this morning. I said, I'm telling you, I said, listen, Michelle, what's going on? Why didn't you tell me this? Why did you not tell me the space I was on? Because I would, I'll be honest with you. I listen, you're gonna say he's bashing, he's doing all. I just, it's just that's. Listen, were running with that. Some of you were actually running with that. Mr. Byron down with the rainbow. Listen. I don't rock like that. Like, do you? I respect you what you do, but don't complain with me like that. And it was odd because I don't I don't see it. I'm like, what V Lenore going to say? She sees stuff like, I'm like, wait a minute, you guys set me up. You got me out here looking crazy. Yo, this is crazy. So I was listen. I listen. I was a little shocked now. I was shocked. I'm like, oh man, y'all trying to play me here. I'm like, what the heck? But it's all good. It was funny at the time. Then when I did the Google this morning, my eyes was like, what you? And then the technology, man, you're playing dangerous games out here. You need to have that banner on the bottom of your page. Enter at your own risk. Let a brother know. Let a real man know. Mandingo warrior know. Let a Mandingo know. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the impromptu show. We're going to play the continuation of part 2. KC, something? You got to let a brother know. I don't know who I blocked, but I blocked someone from putting that comment in my section. I'm like, wait a minute. You gotta let the Mandingo warrior know. You gotta let him know we don't play those games. I don't care what your beast. Listen, we don't play that. We don't play that. Like my pedigree is solid. We just don't play that. You gotta let brother know. Don't just let me go now up there. And I'm gonna tell you something. It was one of, I ain't gonna tell you who it was. You can see one of my moderators. You were over there. You didn't even tell me. You're a moderator of mine. You didn't even tell me. I ain't gonna put you on blast, but you and I gotta talk. Gotta talk. Now I started listening to and she was like, hey. Hold on a second. Let me do my impersonation. Hey. Like, what you got going on over there? Oh my goodness, I don't know. You had to see my reaction once I did did my research. I'm like, nah, you ain't gonna play. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I'm from the Bronx. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna play part 2. I want you guys to sit back, relax, and then just turn your speakers up. This is part 2. Let's go.
And so that's what's going on. Because at the end of the day, common sense has to kick in that when the semi hit them 10 minutes after the accident, the death is because of the semi truck. Common sense got to kick in. Everybody was alive until the semi truck hit them. And the semi truck hit them about 5 to 10 minutes after the initial accident.
But there were people.
Nobody's using common sense.
But people were in the vehicle when the semi hit.
No, it was only one person left in the vehicle. It was only one person left in the vehicle when the truck hit. This is a white lady that's on Facebook. I'm gonna get her name. She was a witness to everything, and she's on Facebook every day talking about it. Okay. Because she was standing next to. From her statement, Angie was on the ground, like sitting down, and she was standing next to her, making sure she was okay. When the semi truck hit the van and knocked them both out the way, and they happened to land on top of Angie, from my understanding. And so why are we trying to crucify this dude?
I'm just trying to get the facts as it is revealed. Has he talked to anyone else other than his attorney and you? To your knowledge, as it relates to this?
No, his attorney told him. Listen, his attorney told him not to talk to anybody. He wanted to talk to everybody. He wanted to check on everybody, but I have my own theory of that. But because most of the time you have to sue both companies, your lawyer is going to tell you,
right,
don't talk to the person. You mean,
right?
And so he's devastated about that because he was close to the family. I mean, see, he had the daughter, and he had all the numbers. I mean, the son, when the son came up to the son, they all had lunch, like sat down and ate together.
You talking about at the hospital?
I mean, before they, from my understanding, the son brought a couple of vehicles up there to make sure everybody got home.
Okay.
And so, but I mean, that's my understanding of it. But man, come on, man.
So you
I just for me, man.
No,
I hate to see.
I know that's your friend, and I have to understand that you are troubled that people are quote unquote attacking him, but you also see the other side to this. There are people that were injured. There were people that there's one person, Angie, that obviously is not here anymore, and people just want to get get the facts and want to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Would you agree?
I disagree with you 100%.
Okay, why?
I think people are trying to solidify their positions for whatever reason. Angie was a huge star, even though her popularity had died down. She was coming back. She just got a gig in
Charlotte.
No, in Las Vegas that she was signing.
Right. I heard about that.
She was taking him down there. She was taking him with her. And we all discussed it on the phone. They even wanted me to do the security. And I said, I don't know if I want to do it. So, I mean, it's a lot going on that people don't even know about. And so if she
Angie
didn't trust him, she would be...
Well, hold on. So Angie was going to take him.
I don't even want to talk about it. Let me leave. Let me get away from that.
Okay.
But listen, listen.
Kevin, I'm just trying to make sense of this.
At the end of the day, yeah, I know you're a reporter though. So at the end of the day, all I'm saying is that they're crucifying people who are real people, man. And so their relationship, if you talk to her family, their relationship, she lived down in Stockbridge. He was down there almost every other day. He tried to get me to ride down there with him all the time, but I'm not a person I ain't starstruck. I done work for a plethora of people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so so I mean, I'm going down there for? If I ain't getting paid, if I ain't getting no money, I ain't need no need me to go down there.
So
and so at the end of it,
he hadn't reached out to none of the family members to say anything. Well,
he didn't have his phone.
Okay.
If I take your phone right now, you probably couldn't even call your girlfriend, wife, or whoever.
Well, I have a smartwatch.
Come on, let's be.
I have a
He ain't got no smart watch.
Okay.
He's 65. He ain't got no smart watch. He damn barely know how to use Android. Boy, see, people don't put it in perspective, man. Like, he had no phone for a week.
Okay. Is he still Is he still in Atlanta? Because is he still in Atlanta?
Well, I don't want to discuss where he's at right now, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because once again, people were surrounding where he was at, trying to get anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, this dude having nightmares. I mean, nobody think about that. This dude ready to kill himself. Nobody think about that. You know? Not because it's survivor's remorse. Not because he's feeling guilty about the accident. You know?
Right. No.
I felt like that because I felt like shit. If I was there, I'm security. I gotta be careful talking to you. But I felt like if I was there,
Kevin, you could talk to me.
I just felt like if I was there,
okay,
being that I am security, I would have knew where to place the people at once they got outside the vehicle. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. So with that, so with that, so do you think that the actions that happened after the accident could have been avoided by way of?
I can't tell you that. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking in my mind.
What would you? Let me ask you what would you do in that scenario?
In that scenario, first of all, I would not place somebody in front of the vehicle, even though you're in the middle of the actual, let's call it the medium. I can't think of the word. It won't come to me. In the middle of the highway. The
medium,
it's not medium, but it's a medium. Let's use it.
Okay.
Even though you're in the middle of the medium, it's only because I've been to school. I've been to accident reconstruction school, like where you reconstruct accidents.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, I did that in the military. And so I would have placed them in front of the vehicle in the middle of the medium. You mean?
Okay. Front of the vehicle, in the middle of the medium. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? From a tactical standpoint, because most likely if something happens, if another accident happens, it's gonna hit that van moving it forward or off to the side. You understand what I'm saying?
Based on the way the van was positioned on the roadway.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so, but if you don't, that's not something they teach in security. I knew that from accident investigation and reconstruction.
Okay.
I mean, that most of the time when people are hit from a second vehicle, they're in front of the actual initial accident. You know what I mean? Hit from a second.
I mean, it's really no science. If you're in an accident and a person is in the front or to the side, if you don't know which way how the vehicle that is traveling to strike the vehicle is which way that it's going to shoot the car in whatever direction. Again, it's no science to it.
But it's not going to be behind it.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Most likely.
Right. No, it's
so yeah.
Right.
But what you also got to realize is that these people are in probably the worst time of their life. And
it was dark outside.
I mean, out of you know what I mean, and it was dark. Worst time of their life. They climbing out of the vehicle. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, nobody's really thinking like that. Everybody's just trying to get to what they feel is a safe place.
So let me ask you the last question. Well, not the last one, the next to the last question. When you talked to him, what did he tell you happened? What was he tired? Was he what was happening?
No, man, none of that.
Okay, so what was happening?
None of that. The police report will tell you that, and it's been proven that there was something in the road that he tried to avoid, an object in the road, and that's what created the first initial accident. So it was now what the people in the back woke up from was when he hit the boop 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 boop, trying to avoid the accident. They've all said that in their statement. They heard the boop 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 boop. They woke up. They're like, "What the fuck going on?" You know what I mean? And he was trying to avoid of some debris in the road. Even the other person in the front saw the debris.
So how fast was he traveling? I mean,
I don't know how fast he was traveling. He don't drive fast. Like, you trying to get me to say things I can't make that statement because, I mean, but if you're in a van, first of all, a Sprinter van is top heavy. Right. So he could have been going 30 miles an hour and and it hit the pavement, it was flipped on the side. You know what I mean? And so it's not. I don't think speed has nothing to do with it. And you see law enforcement, nobody else has ever mentioned speed.
I don't know.
And so here go the thing. Here go the biggest thing, though. Here go the biggest thing. Before you ask your last question, she was killed by the semi truck. The semi truck. She was killed by the second accident. So why are people trying to destroy him? Maybe they're trying to say, well, it never would have happened if the first accident happened. It's a freak accident. But people are destroying somebody over a freak accident. Why they can't wait to see when the law enforcement report come out? Then they're going to say it's a conspiracy. You know what I mean? So, I mean, why they can't wait to... I just hate to see, not just my friend, and I just talked about this, is like, when I was law enforcement, I was pro law enforcement, I was in there 2 feet deep, running and gunning. But the older I got, the more I realized it's some bullshit. You know what I mean? I've been in cases where the 2 people did the same exact crime. The black person got 5 years in jail, and the white person got 2 years in drug court. What is that? Right, same crime I'm talking about.
Yeah, well.
And so, like, the older I got, the more I realized that they are not our friends. Even though they pat me on the back, give me a data boy, they gave me rewards and all this, awards rather than everything else. They not my friend, you know. They use me when black people come in the office because I was from the hood. You know, so at the end of the day, it's not just him. I just hate to see people being destroyed. I mean, especially, we all got a background. We all got a past. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. And so this man has been in trouble a lot.
Right.
But the last time he was in trouble was 2004. That's 21 years ago.
Do you know what he was in trouble for? Because I don't know.
I know everything he was in trouble for.
Okay.
So, I know everything he's in trouble for.
So let me ask you this.
Let me tell you this. I wouldn't do business with him without doing a background check.
Okay. So 2000.
I know everything he was in trouble for.
So I'm guessing that was when he's about in his 40s, correct? Around his 40s.
Oh yeah, he had to be he's 65 now. Do the math.
Yeah, 40.
Yeah, 45, 46, yeah.
Yeah. So you were not concerned with everything that's on his rap sheet that he would be the best candidate to, I guess, drive, high value celebrity.
Let me tell you how this industry is. So you and anybody in the industry know. I mean, first of all, with his rap sheet and what was going on with her, she felt more comfortable. See, because he has shown that he may have a rap sheet, he may have a pass, right. But also comes with that. Most times comes with a guy that not want to stand on all 10 toes and protect her if he needed to. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's a lot that comes with that. Why you think that a lot of times they bite people in the ass? But why you think that a lot of times these rappers go get somebody at the top of the gang or whoever to protect them? Because a paid security is only going to go so far. Now they should go all the way, but when you got somebody that's been proven, street proven, and they have some loyalty to you, you're gonna take that a lot deeper than somebody you give $200 for the night.
But did he get paid? Was he getting paid for that take to drive the vehicle that night? Was he getting paid?
Well, that's something you have to ask him. That's something you have to ask him.
Were you going to get paid that night if you were going on the road?
I wasn't going to charge him that.
Okay.
Well,
because he wasn't getting paid, that's why you weren't going to charge him, because he's just your friend. I'm just trying to understand.
He's my partner.
Okay, so
he's my partner. I said I'll do it. Man.
So you don't know?
He can't afford me anyway. Shit, I charge $1,000 a night.
Okay, so you don't know if there was money exchanged. You don't know if there was a business arrangement. He just got on the road and decided he wanted.
I know exactly what it was, but I let him speak.
But he's not talking.
When they were on a conversation.
No, but
that's what I'm saying. He's not talking for a reason, though.
But that's not something,
because it's taking on the content.
No, but that's what I'm asking you. You got a witness on the phone.
That's what I'm asking. That's why I'm telling you. I will let him. I'm not trying to ruin his case. See, I'm gonna let him tell you what that is when the time comes. They were actually going to do a press conference. But I'm gonna let him. And I think they still planning on doing a press conference. But I'm gonna let him tell his own story when it comes to that.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait until you tell the story because some of the questions you can't. But you say you overheard. You was in the hallway. I just wanted to know if
I was
it's.
in no. I mean, yeah, I wasn't in the hallway. I was in the room. What you talking about?
Oh, so you was in the room.
I was at the table.
You was at the table.
I was at the table. Yeah.
What? Okay, so
that's why I know. That's why I know what they're saying is bullshit. I was at the table when the interview went on. At the table.
Okay.
So that's why I know what they're saying is bullshit.
So you've just listened to part 2 of a 3-part interview conducted by Dennis Byron, and this is the best friend and business partner of the driver that was transporting Miss Angie Stone, as well as 8 others, on March 1st, the tragic night that she had passed. Stay tuned for part 3. Okay, that was pre-recorded. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have several questions that he could not answer, but the part 3 is where it gets quite explosive. It gets very interesting, and I want you guys to listen carefully, as that will be dropped later on this evening. Listen very carefully what he says. Social says he's not a witness. He's protecting his friend by any means necessary. Well, we ride for our friends. That's not something that's uncommon, but because of his background in law enforcement and investigations, he does know how to conduct an investigation. So the questions I was trying to get him to answer was, and I have a style of questioning. I kind of like people to talk, so I can, and you guys listen, so I can get a better understand where are we going with this, because he reached out to me by way of a friend who knows me for many, many years and watched, me do all other kind of stories. So he wanted to, I'm assuming he got the blessing of his friend to at least speak to me. And this was his first interview. But, to suggest that the tractor trailer hitting the vehicle was the ultimate reason why Angie's not here anymore, there had to be something that led up to her minivan toppling over. And while he's saying his friend doesn't drink, and you can hear that in part 1, he also said that there's a caveat to that, is when he gives his friend a drink. So that's far different than someone that doesn't drink, opposed to someone who will drink. And I classify as peer pressure. I classify as peer pressure. So if he drinks under peer pressure, and peer pressure can be very subtle peer pressure, but, and this is just my opinion. If someone is influenced by peer pressure by one individual, is it plausible to believe that they can be influenced by the peer pressure of others, like the night that she passed on? So, I'm just a little skeptical of him not drinking, but drinking under certain situations. Like I tell people, I don't drink, but I drink a glass of wine with my meal. But I think in his effort to defend his friend, there was some questions that he, some of his answers raised more questions. For example, there were at least 4 members of the state police that kept coming into his room asking him, was he drinking? Why do you guys think that was the case? Why do you think that's the case? It's my belief that they had information that would contradict what he said. So if they had information that would contradict what he said, we saw this in the YSL. They will send multiple investigators in to get, they send the guys in, the guys ask questions, and they send two women in, investigators in, to ask the same question, just differently. So he's right about the toxicology, and I said toxicology, but this toxicology report. I haven't seen one yet. So until I see one, I have not seen one. He said there was one out there. I don't know if you guys seen one yet. I haven't seen one yet. And that usually doesn't come back right away. It would come back if they did his blood. It will come back probably in a week and a couple of days. This is a fatality, so it will probably be quicker than not. But we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. But I want you to listen to part 3, which is gonna be dropped shortly. And you let me know what you think about this. Was he trying to put people? He said some other things that I kind of agree with. That the accident her death ultimately was a result of the tractor hitting her. But what led up to that tractor hitting her should not be ignored either, especially when you have people that are saying that they told him to slow down. A man who doesn't drive recklessly, and this is what he's saying, he drives, he drives a certain way. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay, I'll schedule it. Premiere. Yes, I'll do that. I'll premiere it. Yes, I'll premiere it. The next one will be a premiere. It'll be a premiere. I'll do that for you. Social light in the city. I'll do that for you. But I think that if people are saying something, you got multiple people saying the same thing. That's why the investigators are thoroughly trying to find out what role did he play, if any, in her death. Let's see. Right, and the other part is everyone's asleep. See, here, and that's another. If everyone was asleep, then how would people be telling them to slow down? Everyone was asleep. I don't know about you guys. If I'm in a car with someone and I'm not 100% comfortable with their driving, I'm not going to sleep. That's just not me. I'm not going to sleep, period. Someone said they're beer can on the scene. You mean SCENE? You seen a beer can on the scene? Yeah, how did that beer can get? Well, there were people in the vehicle, and don't know what they were transporting with, but we don't know if that is the result of the driver. They could, how many of you guys travel with a cooler? I'm sure they had, stuff in there. Plus they had a green room, I believe, at the venue. The green rooms where the artists and how guests are waiting until, the artist performs. So they have drinks in there. So I don't know if someone took a drink with them or not. So Lisa Jones says speed bumper woke them up when he was driving off the road at a high speed rate. There's a lot going on here, ladies and gentlemen. But we're gonna listen to part 3. We're gonna premiere that one. But I had to come back with a follow-up show involving my friend Tasha K, and Mr. Quentin. I got to talk about that because I have some insight on that drama. You're talking about Monique and how she's dragging Tyler Perry. My position on that is that Tyler came in when Minnie didn't. Tyler Perry came in for Angie Stone and her family when Minnie didn't. I'm saying get off his back on this situation and don't conflate, the issue Monique has with Tyler Perry into what he's doing for the family and what he did for the family. So let's, I was a little annoyed about Monique. She's doing too much right now, doing too much. This wasn't the time to be questioning his motivation, just that should not even be in the conversation. Right. Casey, all 8 people asleep. I don't know about that. All 8 people asleep. It's not, we'll see, And I shout out to my good friend for setting up the interview. The other one will be, I'm going to get a bite to eat, and I'm coming back and we drop the other interview. That's just what it is. We drop the other one. It's something, Lisa. Why I can't. Someone's not telling the truth because people are talking, and they're not all aligned with the best friend of the driver is saying. We want to find out. We are going to find out. That's for certain. We are going to find out before it's all said and done. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you coming in. I really do. I'll see you guys on the next one. I definitely have another live to do. I also have been covering the story involving young Scooter who lost his life. I want to do a video and just talk about my investigation in that case, and I have some new information that's not being talked about. So we're gonna come back and talk about young Scooter and the tragic his tragic death that could have really been avoided. And I'll just leave it at that. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you on the next live. We out.